What's up, guys? So in this video, going to be doing an interview with someone who I've been working with for a while. His name's Zack. He's now a coach inside of the Freedom Team, so I'm very glad to be working with him and see how he's progressed over the years. So yeah, we can go ahead and get started. So Zack, why don't you start off by giving a quick background about yourself, maybe how long ago you started trading, kind of what got you into it, and yeah, how does that sound?
That sounds good. Pleasure or thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure getting to speak with you here today. So again, my name is Zach, and I started trading. Actually, it was like right at the COVID crash. So I had about oh 1,500 to 2 grand just like saved up from like different because I was in school, DoorDash, just like different money I had. And when the stock market really crashed, I like kind of saw it as my opportunity to get in. Um, and again, I just bought shares. So that was like in 2020, like March of 2020, I just bought like $2,000 worth of different shares and kind of saw how they grew. And then was like, okay, this is actually really cool. Like I could actually see myself doing this at a different pace. And from there, I probably came out, I think I like probably tripled my money. I did really well, like with the shares I bought. I held them for about 8 months. So I came out with a little bit of money there to kind of really start trading. Um, and so I learned basically what options were from watching different YouTube videos. From those YouTube videos, brought me on to different, I would say, Discord services, alerts to where, again, a beginner, I barely knew what a naked option was. They like, yes, I did learn a lot being a noob, but all that money I had gained from that run up, that 2 grand turned to 6 grand, lost, lost it
Yeah,
all. Then, obviously, because I was like, okay, I'll just deposit more, keep and be successful now. Still following alerts, not really realizing why I'm entering these trades, what I'm doing, and just really getting all my education from YouTube or different alerts. Um, Eventually lost $10,000 around there, maybe a little less, like 9.95. That was like, okay. When I hit that, I was like, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. And then slowly but surely, kind of stumbled upon uh, more helpful things to teach me more helpful education. Also took a step away from options and got into futures trading. I still do options, but primarily futures on the day trade type atmosphere. But got more into futures because really naked options was affecting me just due to theta, not taking correct options, not learning, not doing the correct stuff, as because I had no education to do that. And then started working with Jordan and really just stepped up my trading to the next level. Um, I mean, we've been working together for a while, but just really using all his tools and resources that he has provided and different things he has taught me really has, like I said, just taken my trading to the next level. Um, yeah, it's been awesome. So I'm on year 3 now of trading, and I mean I've made back 10 grand that I lost, so that's encouraging. And now it's really what's next? How can I continue to grow and compound, and how can I help other people that are starting brand new or even have been going for 4 or 5 years and are still struggling? How can I help them into that next step? And that's really my goal now, from coming from my background to that next step. What else can I do to give back, I guess?
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you've been trading 3 years now. You've made all the money back you've lost, obviously, and then some, and you're finally starting to see consistent profits for some time now, actually. So that's been really awesome to also watch you grow and see you come into the trader that you are now. So why don't you talk a little bit about kind of, I know you said you were kind of guessing on when to enter, when to exit. You didn't really have a strategy, but maybe talk a little bit about kind of what kind of strategy and what you were kind of doing back then, what kind of maybe indicators you're looking at, as opposed to how you're trading now.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean, how I used to trade. I mean, if I could like watch a vlog of myself trading, I would tell myself now, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I would probably have all the indicators I possibly could on my chart that TradingView allows. that served no possible reason for me to have, no strategy whatsoever. Simply entering a position just because I saw my Discord notification pop off that said SPY calls at 400, strike price 130, 0 DTE. And so I'd enter that as well, probably get a worse fill than them, and then over time just lose, 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 lose. Now I don't have a single indicator on my chart, just volume profile, um, and strictly supply and demand based. And actually, we were talking before the interview, is how I've just completely lost that a need to trade, that itch, that feeling of, okay, where's the trade at? Where's the next trade? How can I find the next trade? It's simply just, all right, I log in at 8:15, 8:10, look at the chart, look at where we did pre-market, sit there, wait. 8:45 rolls around. I haven't entered position. 8:50, 9 o'clock, 9:15, still haven't entered. By 9:30, I'm like, all right, well, nothing showed up today. We'll try again tomorrow. Completely shut down all my system, all my trading, and move on. So like just a complete 180 from the sitting in front of my chart for the entire day to I'm consistently at an hour a day, if not less. I've kind of transitioned myself into a 1 to 2 trades per day, and then I'm done. If I win one, I'm usually done. If I win two, awesome. But usually I could just grow into that no over trading, slow growth, patience, slow compound, and obviously your help has been the main reason for that.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I know a lot of traders, especially myself when I start out, I was sitting around just looking through every single stock on my watch list, trying to find a trade when there's nothing there. So that's really awesome. So yeah, obviously, previously when you've been trading, obviously you've had a lot of emotions affect you while you've been trading. And so obviously you've learned some different techniques on how to cope with that. And now you're, being a lot better with your mentality in trading and your psychology around that. So why don't you talk a little bit more on kind of, after going through the mentorship and what you've learned from me, maybe some of those techniques you've used, or like anything you can talk about of how your mental game has changed over the past year or so trading.
Yeah. So, great question. I mean, really, it all comes down to if I can't have discipline in my life, how can I be a disciplined trader? And they go hand in hand. I mean, I think learning discipline in trading is what set me apart in life. I don't think like I know for a fact that my discipline in life a year and a half ago was terrible. Like constantly sitting on my phone, not going to the gym. I mean, even though I had to because I was an athlete, but it was like I had to or I was going to be punished. Like
Mhm.
if it was anything extra that I would do on my own, no, I'm not doing that. So slowly transitioning from that mindset to okay, if I don't do these things, then I know my trading is going to suffer. If I'm not disciplined in my life, I know I'm not going to have a good day trading. So I've also forced myself to, one thing I did early on as well was like as soon as I got done with sports was if I don't go to the gym in the morning, I can't trade that day. And that was kind of my thing like for the first probably 6 months when I started seeing growth was like, okay, if I don't go to the gym in the morning before market open, I'm not allowed to let myself enter a trade. Like I don't even open the chart because it was like if I'm not disciplined enough to wake up at 6 to go to the gym, I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not going to be in the right mindset for that trade. For the trade. I know I'm going to overtrade that day because every time I would overtrade. So now, I mean, with the mentorship and learning from you, just really just taking that step back and finding other things to fill my time with. Like trading shouldn't be it's not meant to be your only form of income, your only passion. Just like if you work a 9 to 5 and that's your only income, you're going to be stuck in that 9 to 5 trap for forever. You're gonna put all your pressure on. Okay, I have to work overtime so I can pay the bills. If trading's your only form of income, you're going to say, okay, I have to take 20 trades today and I have to win them all, or I'm not going to be able to eat. So it's good to have that balance, to find that balance with trading, personal life, and really use the disciplines that you can learn in trading and use them in your personal life as well. So
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And congrats to you. You recently just had a daughter. That must be amazing. So I know obviously with the trading you used to do, you were sitting at the charts all day. And now what you've learned is, really that you can trade, and be done in less than an hour a day. So why don't you talk about a little bit how that's been able to help you out find more time in your personal life?
Yeah. So like Jordan said, exactly. My whole thought process was like, if I'm not sitting at the chart, I'm not going to be able to hit a trade. I'm going to miss a trade. And now it's like other things in my life have taken priority, which has helped me not feel that urge to do things. Um, but basically how that has taken effect. Wait, what was the question again?
Just like how, because like before you were trading, almost all day,
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
the charts. Now you're only spending an hour. So like, how has it been, having essentially your time back, being able to not trade the whole day?
Yeah, so being able to have my time back has really helped. Just obviously that balance of one, I don't have the urge to trade all the time because now I'm able to shut everything down and get back to my life. Because the purpose of learning this skill, becoming a great trader, is to have freedom. And that's why the name of our mentorship is Freedom Team Trading. The purpose of learning to trade the stock market is so you can enjoy your life. It's not so you sit in front of the screen the entire day having anxiety towards that. It's so that you can go out, enjoy your day, hang out with your family, take vacations, do countless things because you learned a valuable skill and are good at what you do.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, so before the mentorship, again, like you said, you were kind of guessing on when to enter, when to exit, and now you have a better plan of like a setup, and you have more defined rules of when to enter, when to exit. You really have a strategy that works. So can you talk about like how the mentorship kind of helped you figure out that strategy and how that's helped you make like more consistent profits?
Yeah. So I had never even heard of supply and demand before because I did like more support and resistance, which at the end of the day is basically trash. But yeah, learning supply and demand, like that was the first time I ever even heard of it. So um, that has really become my fundamental strategy. That's like my backbone is supply and demand. And even first like at first, I was using supply zones as support or resistance and demand as support. And it's still not really accurate way to use it. But so through the mentorship, through your teachings, I've been able to identify other ways to utilize supply and demand. Because I think like if you only use supply and demand, you're going to be like less than 50% of your trades will be winners. Um, so you have to have other tools with the supply and demand. So really what I've just come down to is so obviously supply and demand is my backbone, and then there's some balance theory methods in there, and then also just utilizing trend and volume as well in entering and exiting, and then also still using support and resistance or key areas on the chart, but not really looking at that as okay, just because SPY is at 400 today and there is supply there, doesn't mean I'm going to go short. It doesn't mean I'm going to go short. So really use like what's the trend, looking at the trend, looking at the multiple time frame analysis, and really just changing the game of having a plan and having an entry, having a stop, having an exit, sticking to that because I know and I know why. I know why that's the level. I know why that's my exit, why that's my stop. Not putting a stop at a random number because I don't want to lose more money than like not putting it at a $200 loss, putting it at okay below the next low if I'm going long instead of a $200 loss, sticking to what the price action on the chart is versus what my broker is telling me my P&L is.
Yeah.
So that's been huge.
Totally. And a big issue that a lot of traders have when they start is, I'm sure you've had this as well in the beginning, is a lack of confidence, right? And one of the best ways to get over that is by understanding that you have a strategy that actually works. So can you talk about maybe how, if getting a strategy that really works has helped you build your confidence and how that's impacted your trading?
Mhm. Yeah. So without your help, I would not have a strategy that I knew would work. I would not have the confidence. That was another thing when I kind of transitioned away from, okay, I'm done following alerts because I lose and I don't have a strategy yet. So I kind of, as I was in that middle ground, it was, okay, I think this is a good idea to enter here, but I still didn't have that strategy. So now transitioning into the area to where I have a fundamental strategy, it allows me to have that confidence. Like I can sit there and I could, I'll just give you an example. I'll enter the trade, I'll sit back and it shows, okay, I'm negative 300, like $300. I'm still just sitting here like I'm chill. Before I'd be like tweaking, like entering the chat, hey man, should I close my position here? Like what should I do? And now I can really just sit back. Okay, I'm down $300. Like my trade hasn't been invalidated yet. It's still my trade's still valid just because price action. Like I didn't have the perfect entry. Maybe my trade's still valid. It hasn't even come close to my stop. Just because I'm down doesn't mean I should panic or do anything. So having the confidence of like, okay, I also know how markets move. The market's not just going to go straight down. It's not going to go to zero just because I went long and I'm down on my position. Knowing that moves more in waves and trends, um, I'm able to really sit back and relax. And also, another great method that I've learned from you is just OCOs or just doing OCOs or even just automating your trading. Um, with what I use, I can. It's similar to OCO. It's not called OCO, but I can basically have it when it takes my first profit and it's automatic. It'll move my stop to break even, like which is essentially an OCO, but it's not called that. But yeah, and it works great. A lot of the times, I will enter a trade. Like say it's I'm Central Time, so it's 8:45. I enter a trade, and maybe it wasn't one that went my way like right away. I'll literally because I work from home. I will just put my orders in how I want. My take my first trim, and it will move my stop up. I'll go up, make coffee, make breakfast, hang out with my wife a little bit while it's going. I'll just set price alerts on my phone, and like then come back down if I haven't been filled. Like whatever, I'll just stay in the trade. I can stay in the trade all day as long as I'm still right there. Like, but I'm not touching it again. Like it's just the OCO are there. It's if I'm in profit, awesome. If I lose the trade, typically I'll just close it break even if I feel like not confident anymore. But yeah, knowing kind of how the market's going to move and knowing that my strategy does work because not only have I tested it countless times, you have hundreds of other people have as well have been using this to their abilities to really just change the way they trade and change the way everything with the market's going to work. So yeah.
Yeah, and automating your trading is something I love to do, and it's key. It's I just set my stop, set my target, walk away. I don't have any emotions. I can just let the trade play out. That's awesome. Cool. Well, I know you're busy. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so leave you with this one last question here. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about joining the mentorship, but they might be kind of on the edge, not quite sure? What would you want to say to someone like them?
Do it. This is going to be the last course, the last anything that you ever have to purchase for yourself. It's going to provide you with all the tools that you need to be successful. It's going to provide you with a community of some profitable traders and traders that maybe just like yourself that are learning. So there is a strong community. I was like, we have people that don't even know how like what a naked option is to people that have a $300,000 account that are trading shares because they have enough money to do that. We have both. Okay, we have all the tools that you're going to need moving forward. And this basically one-time investment in yourself is going to be the last investment you'll ever have to do with any type of trading. The only other type of reoccurring expenses that you may have would be your TradingView subscription. That would be it. Outside of that, you're never going to get a monthly bill from Discord. You're never going to get a monthly bill from Telegram alerts, whatever it is. This is all you need. It's the last investment going forward that's going to one up your trading and really change the game for you and make you a successful trader. So,
Yeah, love that. I completely agree. But yeah, Zach, thank you so much for coming on, taking the time to interview with me. I know we've been growing the Freedom team, and people so far have been getting amazing results. So I'm glad that you're part of the team now, and we can continue growing that. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this interview, there should be some more down below with other students inside of the Freedom team. So go ahead, check that out. And Zach, once again, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, looking forward to everyone else who joins in the Freedom team.
excited to have you guys.